everybody, and welcome back to another episode of HermitCraft Feed the Beast Unleashed. Oh yeah. Okay guys, so last episode we started working with bees a little bit, getting some of them automated, and I've actually been playing around with them for a little while. I've done a couple mutations off camera. I know, some people don't like the stuff, and I try and do as much of the boring, repetitive stuff off camera as I can. So I bred up some common bees, and I just have them automating just to make a whole bunch of common drones. And then I went to the next step and I made some cultivated bees, and I just have them automated, making a whole bunch of common or cultivated drones. So the reason why I'm doing this is because both of these bees I think are using the next step of the mutation, and I only have one queen, or I guess one princess of each species. So what I do is I grab a whole bunch of these bees, make a whole bunch of drones, and then grab any queen, or I guess any princess, stick it in an apiary with like 16 of the drones of the species we want, and eventually it converts over, gets all the traits of that drone, or those 16 drones, and then, yeah, you can copy your princesses that way. Very good for, early game before you get any of the extra bee machines. So I am just in the process of getting a whole bunch of these guys, so I never have to go back and rebreed for a common or cultivated again. At least until we get our extra bee machines where we can get the species serums and all that fun stuff. Okay, so that's been fun. So I stopped doing the tropical bees. I finally got all the woven silk that I needed, and now I have my apiarist gear. Yep, took a long time. I think it was about a day and a half worth of keeping these bees going. My Oblivion frame, I've used just over half the durability on that. And then I was like, well, I like these frames. I want to go out and find some more. So I went to my page farm age, the one where I got all my Mistcraft pages, and I just flew around and found some Thaumcraft dungeons, the hills with the zombie and skeleton spawner, raided the chests, and I came up with a few of these. I only went to maybe 3 or 4 of those, and I got 4 more of these Oblivion frames. I think, in fact, one chest had 3 of them in there. It was kind of crazy. If you haven't seen the recipes for those Oblivion frame, these things are crazy expensive, too. It's a proven frame plus the essence of unending disregard. I don't even know what mod this is from. I think this might be Thaumcraft. Or maybe it's Magic Bees. I really don't know. But this guy is 4 wither skeleton skulls plus a dragon egg. Are you kidding? Oh, so I'm guessing there's probably a way that you can recharge this, or this item here that crafts it doesn't go away. Or is there a way you can create dragon eggs besides the cheaty book, besides Xeno's Reliquary? I'm actually not sure. So yeah, you can do the cheaty book to get it. Oh, there's actually another recipe here. I don't even know what these things are. Draconic dust. Ah, okay, so you can use a bee to make the dust to do all this stuff. And yeah, I guess there's a way you can create the dragon eggs then. Okay, well that's good to know. Very cool. So yeah, I have a few more of these. The problem that I'm running into right now is I'd like to be able to get the impregnated frames, and in order to do that I need seed oil, which I don't have. I need the impregnated frames to make the soul frame so I can get the percent chance of bees mutating that much faster. So that's a project that I want to work on today. But before we get to that, I was kind of cruising around this age here looking for silverwood trees, just because I figured I might as well do that, and I found 2 or 3 of them. And while I was doing that, I was kind of cruising over this direction, right over here, and just off in the distance, I saw one of those large redwood trees rendering. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I thought they were pretty rare. Let's see, where is it? It's right here? Yeah, there it is. But not only is it one, there's 2 of them right next to each other. How crazy is that? I don't know if that's common or not. Probably not. But I did see a couple of these trees around here in this age. I only went out maybe 500 blocks from the entrance. So yeah, I guess I didn't have to go all around the server finding one. Just making a single biome. What is this? Meadow biome? Yeah, you can get these trees to spawn fairly frequently. There's another silverwood tree that I missed over here. Yeah, also with the silverwood trees, if you're doing Thaumcraft and Unleashed, if you use the force mitts on the silverwood leaves, you actually get a pretty high drop rate of the saplings. One tree I shaved down with those force mitts, I had something like 25 saplings, which is crazy. Because normally, if you chop down the tree and let all the leaves despawn, you only get between 0 and 3 saplings. So yeah, force mitts, definitely a way to go if you're doing Thaumcraft and you want those silverwood saplings, or if you just want it for decoration. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Okay, so another thing that I am having problems with is this indexer. I'm keeping my bees over here, and it's kind of a pain to use. Scroll through his long list. You kind of got to know where your species are in this list right now. Not that big of a deal, but later on, when this thing is so long and I have to scroll for ages, yeah, it's going to be a problem. So I want to hook up, I think, an applied energistic system to this indexer so I can just type in the name of the species and get quick access to it. Okay, so let's head back to the overworld. Yeah, so Biffa apparently visited the base, and it says, I put some more torches down as I saw a creeper here. Biffa. And then I found this guy right over here. Nope, that's not a real creeper. That's actually a hat stand that's got a creeper on it. Now, I've never actually used one of these hat stands before. I guess you can select... Yeah, I guess you can just select any type of a mod that you have, or any type of a hat. That's pretty cool, actually. Maybe do like a head crab. Huh. Okay, pretty cool, pretty cool. Yeah, I'll just leave that creeper there just because it's funny. Great. Okay, so yeah, we want to hook up an applied energistic system, and we want a way to get seed oil. So I think what I'm going to do for seed oil, first thing, is grow some melons. And I actually got some melon seeds. And I've been growing just a few melons, trying to keep up with this stuff. But we're going to need more than this. This will get us going. But I think each one of these melon seeds gives you like 0.025 buckets. I mean, it's a very small amount. Like, you need a whole lot of seeds before you can even get a bucket of the stuff. Okay, so melon seeds, let's do crop. And I think we're going to get these guys going like this. So let me get some things together and pick a spot for this farm, and we will be right back. Okay guys, so I just went ahead and I harvested a little bit of soil, and I'm using these IC2 crops that we've made previously. I really haven't been getting much use out of them since I made some wheat before, and yeah, so I figured now would probably be a good time to reuse them. So all you gotta do is just till some soil, make sure that it is hydrated by some water. Got some water here, the lily pad on it, and this is 5 by 5, and since water will only hydrate 4 away, I put the water kind of right here in the center. There's a reason I made it this size, and I'll go into that in just a second. But yeah, all you gotta do is put the crop down, put your seed down, and then just wait. That's it. These things will grow, and eventually they'll be ready to harvest, and you can harvest them by right-clicking. But what I'm interested in doing is harvesting these things automatically. Okay, so you can harvest crops automatically using a Mine Factory Reloaded harvester. So I have one of those right here. All we gotta do is just stick it down right in the center, and by default, these guys will only harvest a 3 by 3 area directly in front of it. So I have made an upgrade. This is the smallest upgrade. It increases the radius by 1, so it changes it from a 3 by 3 to a 5 by 5, since normally it's 3, goes out 1 more on both sides, so that's 5 by 5. Pretty cool. It should be able to harvest everything we need. Actually, it might be a 5 by 4. I'm not sure. Yeah, it should be a 5 by 5 though. I think it'll harvest these guys back here. Shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so this is on a chunk border too. I want to make sure this is all within the same chunk. Oops, let me hit that one more time so we can get the grid lines. Yeah, so we have the grid lines here. We can see if I stop bouncing and my force bar goes away. So yeah, this is all within the same chunk as the bees, and this is all being chunk loaded by this one spot loader right there. So yeah, very, very compact, all within one chunk. Let's go ahead and turn that off. Okay, so now we gotta power the harvester. Now the harvester can be powered by, I guess any of the Mine Factory Reloaded machines can be harvested I'm sorry, it can be powered by MJ or EU or maybe universal electricity. I'm actually not sure if there's more power sources than that this thing can take. KJ, maybe that's universal electricity. Yeah, MJ, EU, and KJ, kilojoules. I really don't know. I've never messed with a mod that has that stuff in there. So what we need to do is let's go grab a solar panel. Since we are in a age that always is daylight, we'll grab one of these low voltage solar arrays, and we can just go ahead and stick it right on top of that thing. And it should start harvesting as soon as these plants ripen. Now the only problem is with using these IC2 crops is you can't use a watering can or bone meal or anything like that to speed up the process. So yeah, unfortunately it's going to take a little bit of time before we get any results, but it'll be fully automatic. We won't have to replant. It'll be good to go after that. So at this time, all we got to do is just stick the solar array right on top. This will power it. It doesn't require that much power, and I believe this only uses energy when it harvests. So I think we're going to be good to go for now. What we can do is stick a chest right here, so this thing will auto-eject everything it makes right into this chest. Pretty cool. Okay, so in this chest, we're going to end up getting melon slices, and actually sometimes we will get melon blocks. We want to auto-craft those into melon seeds and then put those into a squeezer to get the seed oil. So we could hook up something with Applied Energistics auto-craft. We have an auto-crafting table, I think. Yep, that's auto workbench. Maybe they changed the name of it. So we could do it this way. I think there's probably some other ways we can do it. Automatic emerald pipe, wood pipe. No, I don't think those are what we need. Okay, but what I think I'm going to do is we're going to not use any of those methods. We're going to use something new that's part of Darkcraft. We're going to use force pipes. Now, I've already been using force transfer pipes over here. These are very similar to gold pipes, but they transfer items 3 times faster, and they emit cool little sparkly particles. So that makes them that much more awesome. But what you can do with these things if you right-click on them, is a little interface here. So that's what we are going to mess with today. Let's go back to the base, and I need to go craft something. I think it's called an item card. This guy right here. Yep, item card. So this requires some paper, looks like red and blue dye, and a force ingot. Now, hopefully I got red and blue dye. I don't know if you can use lapis in place of that dye. Let's see, rose. Okay, so I got rose. Blue. These guys make blue milk cap. These things make blue dye. I don't even know. They do. Nice. Okay, so we got everything we need. Let's go ahead. I'm going to actually make 2 of these. We need a force ingot. Wait, oh yeah, and paper. Paper. Oh, not quite enough. I think I'm going to have to steal some over from my Miscraft stuff. Let's grab paper from here. And... doot. Okay, so now we got 2 item cards. I don't know. Yeah, they do not stack. Okay, so that's good to know. Let's put the paper back. Great. Okay, so we have these item cards. So what do they do? Well, you can use them with the force pack, and I believe you can set separate items. Like you only want certain items to go into your force pack, and you put that in this interface and you attach this to the force pack. I think that's how that works. I don't know. That's not what we're going to be doing today. What we're going to be doing is making a couple of crafting tables. Red wood. Yeah, I'm just going to use some of this stuff. Whoops. Not making a door. Just a crafting table. Okay, I guess we'll make 3. I only wanted 2, but whatever. So we put the item card right in here with a crafting table. See, the tooltip says craft on it. So if we click craft, we can upgrade this item card to a gold item card. It's actually kind of an auto crafting card, whatever you want to call it. Let's go ahead and do the same thing with this one too. Nice. Okay, so let's grab some force pipes. Do I have them in here? Yes, I do. Grab 2 of those guys. We got our item cards. So I'm going to need... I think I'm going to need one of these. I'm going to need one of those. We got all this stuff. Okay. Actually, I'm not sure if this is going to work with the melon blocks. I might have to do something different. That's going to require a little bit of testing. But These guys have grown just a little bit, it looks like. So what we can do is we can move this guy back. Move hit back 1. We'll put a force transport pipe right here. And on this card, we can right click on it. And this accepts different crafting recipes. So we could put a melon slice here. It's going to be like, okay, any melons we get, turn into melon seeds. Alright, so right click on the pipe. Put the card in there. The recipe is right like that. So anytime a melon slice comes through this transport pipe, it's going to be converted into melon seeds automatically. That's pretty awesome. Now, as far as these melon blocks go, let's take a look at this real quick. Is there any recipes or any uses? Okay, yeah. It can turn into it, but if we hit U for uses... Come on. I have to put it down like a macerator or something. What do we got? So it can turn it into a pumpkin. That's not what we want. We can delete the item. That's not what we want. We can turn into facades. Okay, so it does not look like there's any way for us to take the melon blocks and turn them into melon slices. So there's going to be some other type of an automation or something we're going to have to do here. We could use probably a mining turtle to accept the melon, place it down, break it, and then, you know, force the things into this pipe. I mean, that could probably work. Let me think about this for a second. I haven't really decided what I want to do as far as those melon blocks go, but it is something we're going to have to take care of, so I will be right back. Alright guys, so I've been trying to figure out a good way of how to automatically turn melon blocks into melon slices so they can automatically be turned, you know, into melon seeds. So I came up with this way of doing it, which kind of works, but sometimes that turtle throws the melon slices a little too far and they don't get picked up by that obsidian transport pipe. So yeah, that's kind of a problem and not very clean way of doing it, but it does work and it is a kind of unique way of doing it. So what happens is a melon slice or a melon block goes into the turtle. The turtle's like, oh, hey, I got an item here. Let's place that item. It places it, it mines it, and then it checks to see if it has another item like that. It's had 3 of them. And then it tosses the melon slices once it's done and it waits 30 seconds for any more items to go into its inventory. So as you can see, we do have a problem here, and I could probably fix that simply by, you know, placing some blocks around like that so the items can't go everywhere. But then this is just starting to look ugly, so I don't know if I really want to do this method or not. But, you know, it does work, kind of. So there's another way that I want to do this, and I was actually trying to think of a different way other than using applied energistics, but I'm having a lot of problems doing it. Maybe we could do it with logistics pipes, but that would take me researching logistics pipes, trying to figure out how they all work. So I think the easiest solution right now would, in fact, be to use applied energistics. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing because I was already planning on hooking up applied energistics for the indexer, so we can kind of use that system for 2 different purposes. So yeah, I think that'll be a good thing. So I went over to my base and I've already crafted up some of these pieces that we need. Not all of them, but a good portion of them. So if we do, yeah, the ME, we're going to need the ME controller. We're going to need the access terminal. We probably maybe need an interface. We're going to need an item here called an ME transition plane. And this requires a conversion matrix. Let me go ahead and make one of those real quick. What are we missing for that guy? We're missing the conversion matrix. Oh, the ME basic processor. Do I have a conversion matrix on AutoCraft? I do. Okay, so that's good. So that'll make the thing, stick it in the furnace for me, smelt it up. Okay, very good. So now we can go ahead and create this guy. Nice. Okay, so we have the controller, the access terminal, transition plane. We're going to need some cables. 9 might do it. Let me go ahead and make up a few more of those. And then we're also going to need some kind of a storage bus. Yeah, that's right. I got one of those created too. Great. So I think at this point we should have pretty much everything we needed. Let's also grab that solar panel. I had made a few more of these so we could do something with this applied energistics system. Okay, so remember that this is all in a chunk, so we're going to want the applied energistic system loaded in that chunk, because as we've seen before with those low voltage solar arrays, if the chunk unloads, they just stop being powered. So let's go and turn this guy back on, get the wireframe going. And where are we at? Okay, so the chunk border is right here. So I think pretty much anywhere right here should work, right? Yeah, I think so. So let's do this maybe. Oh, I'm going to need power wires to hook up these solar panels. Let's go grab some of the fiber wire. You could probably use copper cables in this instance. It's not going too far, but I already have the fiber made, so not a big deal. Okay, so fiber, fiber, fiber. And where are my low voltage solar arrays? Right here. Awesome. Okay, so now we got to figure out where we're going to put the ME system. Maybe we'll stick it right here on the edge of the chunk border. And then we'll put the access terminal there. Maybe right here we can have the storage bus going into that indexer. Let's see, this guy. Something like that. We're going to need a cable to connect that storage bus to the ME network. And then we're also going to need to get some power to the ME system. So let's hook up the fiber right there and there. Okay, so now we got power. Awesome. Fill this guy in. Nice. Okay, so we want to put this indexer on that ME system, and then we want to do something with this transition plane. So let us grab portal gun. No, we don't have a portal gun on us. I've actually made a golden bag of holding, and this is like a large chest. So yeah, pretty good. I've been storing stuff in here. I don't think you can portal gun the indexer, but you can use the force wrench, which is pretty good. So I've been keeping tools and things that I don't use that often. Did I get that item? Yeah. Tools and things that don't use that often, but I want on me in a golden bag of holding just so I have it with me whenever I need it. Okay, so there we go. So now our bees are in the system. So if I want a common bee, I can just type com, or if I want a Rocky, I can type Rocky. Awesome, that is very cool. And then you can also get some information if you hold shift over these bees, the ones that you have put through the analyzer or the beealyzer. So yep, very cool. I like it. Okay, so now we have a basic ME system here. We want to hook up this ME transition plane, and I think I'm going to have to rework this turtle. Basically, what this transition plane does, let's see, this might not work because there's nowhere for this to store items. So let me actually, well, let's see what happens. I don't even know what's going to happen. Put the transition plane there, and if we put a melon block in front of it, it's going to break the block and suck it into the system. But there's nowhere for that item to go, so I don't know where it went. Does it have... Okay, maybe it's deleting the item. I don't know. It's nowhere to be found around here. But what would normally happen is if you had some kind of storage, it would break that melon block and into, you know, the random amount of pieces you would normally get, and it put it into your ME system. So that's what I want to do. I'm going to hook up this turtle, so when it gets a melon block in it, it's going to place it right in front of this transition plane. I think we can go ahead and stick that right... Nope, other way. We'll stick that right there. The turtle will be right here. Actually, this needs to be back one further, doesn't it? Because it needs a... Oh, no, get out of there. It needs a spot for... to place the melon block. The turtle's going to be here. It's going to place the melon block here. This guy is going to break it and put it into the ME network. Okay, got that all sorted. Break you. And stick you right there. Very good. Okay, so that should take care of our melon problem. I think we're still going to need to auto-craft this somehow. Because we're going to have melon slices in the network. And we're auto-crafting using this pipe right now into melon seeds. So we're still going to need a way to take the melon slices out of our ME network and turn them into seeds. Well, we will figure that out when we get there. So let me get a few more things hooked up here, get some wires run, and we'll be back. Alright guys, so I ended up making a little bit more applied energistics than I wanted to make for this project, and I was having some problems trying to figure out how we're going to do this. So it seems like in order to turn melons into melon seeds, they have to go through a pipe. So I tried having my turtle eject the items back into the pipe, and it just doesn't seem to want to work that way. I think we could probably put like a redstone engine in a pipe and suck out of the turtle, but then it's going to pull out the melon blocks, so we'd have to make like an emerald pipe, I think, which will only pull out certain items, and yeah, one thing led to another, and I was just like, it's too much hassle. Okay, so the way this turtle's set up right now is that once a minute it checks to see if it has melon blocks in its inventory, and when it does, it's going to go through a loop, and it's going to place a melon block right here. As soon as a block gets placed right here, it gets taken by this ME transition plane. It automatically breaks the melon, and then it goes into the ME network. I have a couple of deep storage units here. I made these so I could store dirt and cobblestone and other things in my base, but these are extra ones. So I have a deep storage unit here that is just collecting melon seeds. These are the ones that automatically get processed right here through this forced transport pipe. And then I have another deep storage unit here, which is taking the raw melon slices. So I'm thinking what we're going to do is we are going to use a export bus to pull melon seeds out of the system and auto craft them if there's none left from melon slices. So in order to do that, we needed to build a molecular assembler chamber, a MAC. There the turtle goes. It's placing those melons it has in its inventory, and they're getting pulled right into the ME system, being broken by the transition plane, and going right into this deep storage unit. So we probably don't need this much storage, but I think I'm going to leave this melon farm running pretty much all the time until we get a more permanent solution set up. I don't know how much seed oil we need. I don't know how many melons we're going to need to collect. I don't want to run out of space, so yeah, we are using these deep storage units. So the seeds that go into the system go right into this ME interface, which, puts them right into that deep storage unit over here. So I made a Mac, just a 3x3x4, the smallest one with one CPU and one pattern provider. I haven't made the pattern yet to turn the melon slices into melon seeds, but I'll make that soon. Now I know there's another thing we could do. We could make a crafty turtle so the turtle can auto craft, but it would require a lot of coding to be like, okay, are we looking at a melon block in slot 1, or is this a melon slice? And then it's going to have to go over every single slot in its inventory. It's like, is this a melon slice? No. Is this one? Is this one? And things like that. I think it's just going to be overall simpler just to use the applied energistics system. Okay, so over here on our low voltage solar arrays, I have hooked up a IC2 low voltage consumer, and then I have an energy bridge right there, and then going into a BC producer. So now we can produce MG power off of our solar, which is pretty cool. So I've made a squeezer. Squeezer's going to go right where that dirt block was. It's going to go right there, and it should be getting power now from that BC producer. So the only thing left to do at this point is to put seeds into the squeezer. I do have precision export bus, so we can do that. I think it has to go from the side. It might not have to. We will find out. Let's see what else. We can just put this right along the top right like that. And we need to set a pattern, or we need to set the export config. Where those seeds go? Yep, we need to set an export config on this thing. So we're going to say move single items / craft. We don't have the pattern to craft yet, but we will soon. Okay, so this is filling up with the seeds. We are squeezing. This tank is filling up with seed oil. We're going to need to extract from the squeezer into this tank. And I made this tank a little tall, and it actually goes down into the ground about 10 or 15 blocks. So we got, a good, decent supply of storage here. All right, so now we just need, is it in this thing? My liquid ducts, here we go. And a lever, which we have right here. Awesome. Okay, we have a flower too. Okay, so that goes like that. We are going to need to power this dirt block. So let me just kind of get down underneath it so we don't have to see the lever. Ooh, actually, is that going to mess with the energy bridge? I don't know. Is this losing power? We might not be able to do that. Okay, so I didn't really think about that, but that's fine. We will probably just see the lever above ground. Not a big deal. Okay, that's fine. Lever there. Okay. We need to wrench this pipe. There we go. So now we're getting the seed oil into this tank, and yeah, this tank goes down pretty far, so we won't be able to see it for a while, but we are squeezing the seeds, we are making the seed oil, and we're putting it into this tank, which is pretty awesome. So now I can hook up things to use seed oil, make my impregnated sticks to make my soul frames. But in order to do that, we're going to need logs to put in there. We have a few logs right now, but we might need to set up a tree farm. Uh-oh, and look at this. We are drawing far too much power. This ME system is not being able to keep up. Okay, so that is also another problem. I might have to build some kind of a power limiter so it's not using all the MG power. This can be done at leisure. It doesn't have to be using all of the power. Or, alternatively, I could just hook up another solar array or solar power, one of these low voltage solar arrays directly on the ME controller. In fact, let me grab this guy. Let me just stick that right here. So that way it's going to have its own power supply, and it shouldn't run out, I don't think. Still using 15 units, and this is still low. Is that going to go back up? I mean, I can get my stuff. I'm not sure why that's so low and it's not getting enough power. Okay, well, some things to figure out here. This isn't a perfect setup. It's kind of a lot bigger than I was hoping it would be. Why is that like that in the true... Oh, is a transition plane not getting enough power? That might be the case. Looks like it has power now. Maybe not enough to do that. I don't know. I might need some more solar panels, it looks like. Let me grab this one. If I stick that one right here. Nope. Well, no, it worked. Okay, so that's fine. Oh, man. Still some things to work out. I might end up making some more of these low voltage solar arrays. But yeah, our system's powering up now. This is probably going to be slowed down quite a lot. Actually, it seems to be going decently. But, I mean, I don't know. It might just be that this had a power buffer in it that's slowly draining down. Yep, kind of looks like it. All right. Well, we got some power issues to figure out. We still have to make carpenter for seed oil to make the impregnated sticks. We still have to auto-craft the soul frames and lots of other stuff like that. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.